Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, and we are just jumping right into things. This is the 4th episode now of the 2019 series, and thank you so much to everyone who has come out and watched all the previous videos. I really do appreciate it, and as always, if you guys do enjoy Road to Ranked, please show your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd appreciate it, and you guys have just been killing it with all the support recently, so thank you. If we get to 1,000 likes, I'll post the next episode as soon as you guys do, but in the meanwhile, like I mentioned, I'm still going to do my best to keep up with those daily uploads. So, first opponent of the day is going to be running a pretty tricky team. There's a Lunala, which I hate going up against, especially with this team, and a Ferrothorn, which is tricky. Tapu Fini is interesting as well. I could really see my opponent leading something like Ferrothorn Lunala. I think that is definitely pretty scary. Yeah, not having a way to hit Lunala for 4 times super effective is kind of scary when using this team. I'm thinking of still brute offensing here with Rain though. And then Groudon, Pharaoh as my back too. Let's try that out. I don't want Cresselia in this matchup because it can't touch Ferrothorn, it can't really do anything to Gothitelle, and it just gets trapped in if anything. With Rain, at least, like even if you're leading Pharaoh, Water Spell plus Scald does like 60% immediately, and I have the burn chance, and of course, critting either would be really, really big. And at most, you Power Whip to knock out Kyogre in return, but I think that's actually worth trading. And then if you do lead something like Lunala, I just put on so much pressure with offense immediately. It's gonna be Gothitelle and Lunala, okay. So that's actually, I don't think I mind that too much. I'm definitely clicking Water Spout here with Kyogre. The question is, what do I want to do with Ludicolo? Because if you're my opponent, you're either going to attack with Lunala or protect. I suppose you could also switch out into Ferrothorn. Let's see. Definitely want to click Water Spout. So the question is, do I fake out the Goth? I can even just Scald Goth outright. I could Scald either of these guys. Fake outing Goth is a safer play, but then Goth will trap me in. If Lunala gets a strong attack off against Kyogre, that could be problematic. So I'm going to double up on Lunala. Let's see if he protects or not. Goth protects, nice. Which means Lunala is not protecting. So Scald here is not going to do too much. Actually a fair amount still. And he gets a burn, which is fortunate as well, though Lunala is obviously more specially oriented. But more importantly, I do call that turn correctly, so I get that double up onto Lunala, and I actually just get the knockout outright. Perfect. So that's exactly what I was hoping for. You know, seems odd not targeting Gothitelle because it's like, oh, the threat of Trick Room is so strong, but I figured there my opponent wanted to, since Incineroar comes in for my opponent, so definitely not the Pokemon you want to be switching into a Rain matchup here. And as we've seen a lot of times with this lead, I often am able to get huge advantages, or I just lose on turn 1. So that's the thing with Ludi Kyogre. So I'm definitely clicking Water Spout here again. Incineroar is the bigger threat to my Ferrothorn, so I'm going to just aggressively target that down. Yeah, it's going to fake out. You have to fake out Kyogre here. And so now my opponent has trapped me in. It actually does have the Pasho Berry as well on the Incineroar. But Scalder still does a sizable amount. Enough for another one we'll knock out. And we'll probably see Trick Room here. Yeah. So it's still not over by any means, but I think it's unlikely. You would think Ferrothorn's my opponent's last one. No, actually if it were Ferro, you would have just brought it out here. Well, maybe not. Maybe you wanted to get Trick Room up guaranteed. Either way, my priority here is still just knocking out this Incineroar. U-turn would do a lot of damage, but the thing is, like, Water Spouts from Kyogre is still putting on pressure. I don't really mind, like, I don't care about knocking out Gothitelle right now because it's not really doing anything, and Incineroar is actually not going to switch out, it's just going to go for a knockoff. I wonder if we see a Heal Pulse here, but nope, just a Side Shock. So double up into the Kyogre, I'd prefer for it to faint, but it is actually going to hang on, so Water Spout's not going to do much, but the important thing here is I get the knockout onto Incineroar, which paves the way for Ferrothorn at this point. So yeah, that turn 1, it felt like a 50-50 on who to target, but I figured, okay, even worst case is the Water Spell to Gothitelle does a lot of damage and Lunala protects. I suppose then it actually does get a little bit trickier. Ferrothorn is my opponent's last one. Yeah, so Groudon just wins this at this point. So I'm just gonna... No, he knocked off, so I suppose I can go for an Origin Pulse. And I'm just going to target down this Gothitelle, because once Goth goes down, I just Fire Punch Pharaoh and I win the game. He's gonna Power Whip. It is gonna connect, targeting Ludi. That almost knocks me out outright, which is a testament to how strong Pharaoh can be. And Psyched will go into Ludi, so that's fine. I get an Origin Pulse, so as long as that connects, I'm in a really good spot. And it does connect, nice. And the animation of that is absolutely beautiful in this game. And that does so much damage. The one thing I'm worried about is Barry on Goth. I wonder if Power Whip knocks out Goth from this range. Because I think I want to Leech Seed this turn and then Power Whip, because I think I'll fall just short of knocking it out with the Leech Seed if it has the Berry. Yeah, and then Power Whip next turn. Although I suppose that means you get Protect, but then once Groudon comes out, I just win. Ally Switch. Okay, that's kind of cool. It gives me some more mind games, that's for sure. But I dodged the Power Whip, which is pretty much going to seal the game up for sure. Although I do miss the Origin Pulse on God, so maybe not. But that's still a lot of free damage against my opponent's Ferrothorn. I mean, I think I would win this anyway, because then if Pharaoh 1v1, like, I've already gotten this damage off. And I guess you could just Leech Seed Protect heal all the way back up. It's the last one in Trick Room now. But he should have just Gyro Balled. I don't know why you're Power Whipping when Gyro Ball would get that knockout anyway. So you gotta wonder if he's gonna Ally Switch again. But either way, Groudon can just come in now and seal the deal up. Just go for Power Whip onto Goth. See if he Ally Switches again. Nope, God protects. So Protect, Trick Room, Side Shock, and Ally Switch. No Helping Hand or Heal Pulse. Both of those being very important. Actually ups the Leech Seed, which is interesting. But because he doesn't have Helping Hand or Heal Pulse, like, he can't knock out Groudon. Unless he crits, I guess. But even a crit might not knock me out. And Ferrothorn's taking literally all dead damage solely from Origin Pulse. It is going to heal back here from Seeds, but that's okay. I think once Lunala went out, I felt pretty good about my chances of winning this game already. And Kyogre actually hang on, so I'll get another attack off here. I don't think Origin Pulse is actually enough to knock out Goth. But I think I'll still just go for Origin Pulse and Leech Seed here. Especially if he Ally Switches again. Like, he kind of has to set up Trick Room now to potentially deal with my Groudon, but then as long as you don't crit the Groudon, I win. And he actually protects Ferrothorn, which is weird. I guess you don't want to take an Ice Beam there. Yeah. Has Goth Ally Switches and protects. Yeah, not a play you see too often, but yeah, my opponent's going for what she can. I do miss the Origin Pulse again on Goth, which is kind of annoying. But now I get Groudon out, and I can just Precipice Blades. And as long as I hit one of the two, I win. I guess by Precipice Blading, like, I avoid the Ally Switch mind games. Also, that's kind of cool, the way the seeds work when you Ally Switch. I didn't know that's how it worked. Because the Goth ended up getting the recovery there. Maybe it's actually better just to Fire Punch here. I'm just thinking if you Ally Switch, I Fire Punch Goth. Power Up. Yeah, I think it's better just to Fire Punch, right? Yeah. And I don't want to... Oh, it's better to take Recoil now first, and then I can heal back, in case... Yeah, I just don't want to risk missing. You could go for a Double Protect in Trick Room, though. No, okay, he just forfeits. I think my opponent had a very minuscule chance of winning there. You either go for the Ally Switch and hope that you crit Power Whip against my Groudon, or you go for the Double Protect Trick Room. And I guess that could have been scary, actually, which is why I was thinking of Precipice Blading, because with the Double Protect Trick Room, it still comes down to whether you crit Power Whip or not. You have to hit and crit it, I think. But if you do get the double off and you get the Trick Room off, at least there are mind games next turn with Ally Switch, and then I might have to be forced to Precipice Blades. So, yeah. And again, that's a +1. We've played him before, actually. He actually has his own YouTube channel, so I'll link it in the description below. I think he might have put this team on QR Code Team, if I remember seeing correctly from Twitter, so you could probably try this team out yourself if you want to. I think it was like Assault Vest, Metagross, Classic Salazzle with King's Rock Fling, Scarf Ogre, yeah. So Pharaoh's gonna be huge here. I have to get past Salazzle. Lele Ludi is honestly kind of tempting. I think he has to lead Amoonguss. Dude, yeah, you pretty much have to lead Amoonguss, right? Maybe I could just go Cress Ogre or Lele Ogre. Lele Ogre is tempting solely to beat the Amoonguss. Pharaoh. This is a weird game where I kind of want to bring everything, but Lele Ogre Pharaoh. I guess Groudon? The Amoonguss is what's scaring me. I really wanted to bring Cress. Cress might have been better. Like, maybe I should have just gone my Cress setup where I get Trick Room up and Precipice Blaze away. It's just Amoonguss that's really scary, so I wanted to bring 2 answers against Amoonguss. Seems odd not bringing Ludicolo in this matchup, though. Alright, so Lele Ogre. Lots of damage, pressure. I think I'd want to put Shadow Ball on Lele, since I don't have Hidden Power Fire on it right now. It's gonna be Lele Metagross, okay. Yeah, Ludi Kyogre probably would have worked out fine here. He's gonna Zen Headbutt the Kyogre here, I think. Zen Headbutt Kyogre. I mean, I would assume he has Zern and Kyogre in the back, which my Pharaoh deals with pretty well. I think Lele here has to protect on his end. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Assault Vested because I remember seeing his team, but I think I'm still just going to Water Spout Moonblast here. Yeah, Lele protects. I should have just let Kyogre Ludi, I guess. The Amoonguss was the one thing I was fearing, which is why I led my Lele. So let's see how much this does to Assault Vest Metagross. Oh, that still does so much. But I don't think Moonblast will get the knockout here, unfortunately. Should survive. Yeah, literally with like 2 HP. So he's going to go for Zen Headbutt. That's okay. I wonder if this knocks me out. No, it doesn't. So that's just another Water Spout that I get to go with Kyogre. The question is actually, maybe I should conserve my Kyogre and switch it out. I'm going to Psyshock Metagross here. Yeah, I think it's better to actually conserve Ogre. I'm going into Ferrothorn. Knocking out Metagross there probably would have just won me the game, so that was really close. But unfortunately I didn't get it. But that's okay. Yeah, so I'll get the knockout here on the Metagross. And I did want to take care of that because it's the biggest threat to my Lele. It's just going to Psychic. That's fine. No special defense drop, please. Okay, good. So this is okay. Regardless of what, you bring Kyogre, Zern, Amoonguss. I mean, I guess Salazzle maybe. But because I conserve my Kyogre now, I can still use Origin Pulse in the late game. He's just going to bring out Xerneas. Yeah. I wonder how fast the Xerneas is. So I could just Psyshock and Gyro Ball Xerneas. So I could see Xerneas switching out and maybe Lele switching out into Kyogre. So I could Psyshock and Gyro Ball the Lele slot. I just don't want Xerneas to set up for free. Psyshock Xerneas. And Power Whip Lele. Oh! It's got Ally Switch. Okay. That Psyshock still does a fair amount, yeah. So he's gonna Geomancy, but that's okay. Because if Power Whip connects, you're still just in Gyro Ball KO range. Kind of risky there, though. But I guess he was expecting me to double up into the Lele slot. This is okay, because Lele doesn't put on any offensive pressure right now. It's more support-oriented. So hopefully I hit this. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Gyro Ball should KO that now. Okay. I'm gonna protect my Lele here. Gyro Ball. Yeah, ally switch is so janky, but Gyro Ball will knock out either, that's the good thing. Downside is, who do I call here? I'm gonna Gyro Ball the Xerneas, I'm just gonna go straight for it. Alright, Xerneas protects, that's fine. Because I don't want to give the free switch in, so as long as Xerneas is staying in, now this next turn, if I call it correctly, I'll just knock out Xerneas and win. Oh! Alright, that was kind of cool. That I don't remember seeing from this team, but I should have taken a better look at his Lele. That's okay. Because Farrowthorn's still in a pretty good spot, and now I'm just going to Psyshock Xerneas, and I'd still rather knock out Xerneas than Lele. Because if his Kyogre is his last one, he might double up onto Pharaoh here, actually, but then Psyshock would knock out the... Actually, yeah, I don't think he'd even knock out here with the double up. Yeah, nice. So if this Psyshock knocks out, let's see. Let's see if it's not bulky, it should. But he looks like it's actually like max defense. That Psych Up might have won him the game. I should have considered it. I didn't think he'd have Psych Up and ally switch. Because now he's probably got Scarf Ogre and he can close out the game. Although Psychic Train does disappear. This will be a tight finish, but I think he's got enough damage on Pharaoh where I lose the game. Because... Oh, it's Salazzle as the last one. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Interesting. Yeah, the bulk on Xerneas, he's like definitely saved him there, because with Twisted Spoon, if you don't have any bulk, that would definitely knock out on the range it was in. I mean, here you could just Moonblast Lele. How can I win this? It would require Groudon getting a Precipice Blades off. I think I need to sack both Kyogre and Groudon and then get Groudon and Pharaoh out next to each other. Yeah, that Psych Up saved him. Nicely done. And the Protect on Xerneas was quite obvious there. I just really didn't consider the Psych Up option, so that was pretty cool. Because if I Gyro Ball the Lele there, that's just game over. I'm gonna Psychic the Lele. Is he doubling up on Lele? Huh, that seemed kind of risky, but nicely called. I'm gonna bring out Pharaoh now. I'm really surprised he doubled up there, but oh, he doesn't have Moonblast. That's why. Although I think Sludge Bomb would knock me out anyway. I think Groudon can take a Psychic, and Precipice Blades would knock out both. So the play here is definitely to protect Pharaoh. He's just going to Psychic Kyogre, unless he's really slow for some reason. Which he could be, because it's a very bulky Lele. But either I need to get Groudon out next to Pharaoh. But he's going to be faster, yeah. Yeah, I should have stayed in last turn and just Gyro Ball and Psyshocked. Like I gave him... let me think. Because I was thinking Sludge Bomb would knock me out anyway. So then this next turn is a mind game of basically do you double up on Groudon? Because Psychic should not knock me out even at +2. And Precipice Blades will knock both of these guys out. You could also go for the Fling stuff, but that doesn't really do much. It comes down to this turn. You know I protected Pharaoh, so you're probably going to want to target that down. He could fling and psychic into Groudon. Groudon protecting here is so obvious. Do I want to protect or not? That's the question. I think I'm just going to Precipice Blades. Okay, he psychics. Flamethrower, who's that going into? Oh. Unless it's Sash Salazzle. And I also need to hit Precipice Blades. So please. Okay. Now it's Salazzle Focus Sashed. Woof! Nice. I crit the Salazzle there, but I don't think it mattered. Oh, that was a crazy game. Because I felt like I had that really comfortably, but in the end, it came really close. It basically came down to if you predict the Groudon to protect or not. He could have doubled up onto Groudon, which is why it's like if you double up on Groudon, then Jar Ball knocks out Lele. So I ended up making the correct call there, but that was really scary. Either way, he really pulled it back. The Psych Up and the Ally Switch made my life like way more difficult, and I was not expecting either, although I guess I should on that kind of team. But yeah, no Moonblast was interesting. And fortunately, no Sash on that Salazzle. I believe it is like the Fling variant. So we do end up with the win. But yeah, he's got his own YouTube channel. He creates VGC content as well. So check him out, linked in the description below. We actually played at SoCal or NorCal Regionals last year. And he's been really consistent with making content. So good game to him there. Gonna find Poke Marty VGC for the last opponent today. Kyogre, Necrozma, Duskmane, Necrozma, Lele, Pharaoh, Incineroar, and Raichu. These teams, it's always tricky. Like, do I expect Pharaoh to come out as a lead? I might just go with Rain here, though, honestly. Rain, Groudon, Pharaoh. Seems pretty good. Yeah, let's see. In this matchup, like, Kyogre obliterates everything other than Ferrothorn. Now, I can't necessarily fake out if my opponent leaves Lele, which is kind of tricky, but if you're not Scarf, Water Spout will just knock out Lele. And I have the speed advantage completely here. Necrozma could be scary. I do believe it can Trick Room. But even then, Groudon and Pharaoh can take advantage of that. The main thing to watch out for is my opponent's Pharaoh can wall me pretty hard. And as always, I don't want to end up in a Pharaoh versus Pharaoh kind of endgame. Cress, like, Lele's really not great here at all. It just doesn't hit anything other than potentially my opponent's Kyogre. And Cress, like, my opponent just has too much offense for me to really want to bring Cress. And despite Ferrothorn, I feel like Kyogre and Ludi is definitely my best lead. So let's see what he goes for. Okay, it's going to be Pharaoh and Lele. Alright, that one makes sense. Block the fake out. Here Lele wants to protect and you just want to Power Whip Kyogre probably. So I mean, I could just Scald the Pharaoh, fish for a burn, and switch Kyogre out into my own Pharaoh. Or I could just Water Spout. Like, maybe you predict the Kyogre to switch out, so you just Psyshock Ludicolo. Yeah, here it's just so obvious Kyogre switching out that I might just Water Spout. Because I don't want to lose Ludicolo to a Psyshock, so I'm actually just going to go for the Water Spout. But he just goes for the obvious Protect, okay. Yeah, like, me switching into Pharaoh there was so obvious that I figured he'd maybe want to gamble a little bit. If I got a burn here, that'd be really huge. No burn, though. Alright, no worries. Yeah, so, like, me switching into Pharaoh was so obvious, and Lele's Psyshock will just knock out Ludicolo a lot of the time, so that's not a risk I wanted to take, but he's just going to Power Whip. Let's see if this knocks me out or not. Yeah, it does. I always wonder whether that's a roll or not. Okay. Yeah, like, switching into Pharaoh clearly seems like the better play there, but if the Lele doesn't protect and Psyshocks Ludi, then I fall behind a lot, actually, which is why I went for that play. And now we know Lele protected, so we know we can Gyro Ball that slot. I've gotten a lot of chip onto Groudon as well. Maybe Lele wants to switch out here. I think I should still Scald Ferrothor, though. Especially if I got a burn. Okay, he stays in with both, that's fine. Burn on Pharaoh would be nice. He's actually the berry variant too. That means he can't heal back. As Lele actually taunts the Pharaoh, which is interesting. Wasn't expecting to get out of this turn with my Ludicolo. Is he Leech Seeded? Probably expecting a switch out. And it's Babiri Berry Lele, okay. Well, you don't see that every day, that's for sure. Lele protecting here is obvious. Like, the obvious place to protect Lele and just, Power Whip Ludicolo. The issue is if I switched into Groudon, it would just get rid of the speed boost, and then Lele would probably be faster than me. Is it better just to Scald Lele here? I think so. Lele protecting is just so obvious that I want to fish for the burn on Pharaoh though. But I suppose if he doesn't protect, I'm screwed. He switches out, okay, that's fine. Into Necrozma. Okay. Can we get a burn? That would be nice. This is the third Scald. Man, no burn. 3 in a row, that's rough. Ugh. And he's gonna Power Whip me. Okay, well that Pharaoh is now in KO range from a Precipice Blade, so I'm gonna target around it. Yeah, I'm just gonna Scald Necrozma here. Unlucky lack of burns, but I could have played turn 1 better. I just really thought Lele... I guess Psyshock, actually, I don't think Psyshock knocks out Ludi if you don't have a special attack increasing item. I was thinking of my Lele with the Twisted Glasses. So I really should have just switched out turn 1, Scalded Ferrothorn. Realized I didn't have the leftovers, so it was buried as well. And then, because like Kyogre just really blows through my opponent's team once I get enough chip damage onto Ferrothorn. Like bring it down to 30 to 40%. Necrozma protects, yeah. It's going to be down to Groudon and Pharaoh, which can actually pull this off, but yeah, I'm just kind of angry about that turn 1. Like, I just thought he'd gamble a little bit there, and it didn't pay off. It was a bad play on my end. Mainly because, yeah, and he actually, I was going to say he has Psychic, but I don't think so. Did he reveal an attack on lately? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't think so, right? Alright, so I get Groudon out. It's just that Necrozma is kind of a beast. So I got, I think Leech Seed and Precipice Blades here. Like, if it's my Pharaoh against my opponent's Pharaoh, then I'll actually win, because I'm healing back. Every turn he's forced to attack me. So my endgame right now is basically knock out everything but Pharaoh. Pharaoh protects here, that's fine. I'm just worried that... I mean, like, yeah, if it's Kyogre and Lele in the back, Pharaoh actually could 1v4 my opponent's team, but I need this initial Precipice Blades off against Necrozma. And I'm Precipice Blading because he could switch out into Kyogre. He's just gonna Photon Geyser. I feel like I survived that if he protected, so he's not, like, choiced. Oh, easily, yeah. Okay, cool. And Precipice Blades hits. Okay, that's good. Okay, nice. As long as if Leech Seed connects, I think Pharaoh can still pull this off. Oh, please connect. Maybe I should just Gyro Ball, but I didn't think I'd do enough. Nice. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. So now it's Lele and my opponent's last one. If it actually, it's probably Incineroar. And terrain disappears at the perfect time. Yeah, if it's probably Incineroar. I think I've lost. But if it's Kyogre, then we win. Yeah, good call. Yeah, the initial switch into Pharaoh would have been good. Kyogre was just too good in this matchup, and I just sacrificed it. Like, the way I did was just reckless. I gambled a little bit, and it just wasn't worth it. Yeah, if the terrain weren't up, I think maybe I could take a Psychic too. But now I've definitely lost. My only way here is my opponent messing up and letting me survive and then precipice blading Incineroar. But you just Flare Blitz and it's game. Or if I could take a Psychic, but there's no way I can in terrain. Yep, good game. Yeah, this came down to a bunch of things. I mean, I didn't get any burns with Scald, which was actually quite unfortunate because the odds are in my favor, I think. Going for it 3 times, one of those, yeah, like the odds are more in my favor to burn, but it's not like that really would have mattered too much. He had the berry, which was obviously a problem. And then, yeah, turn 1 I was just worried of Psyshock knocking out Ludicolo for some reason, but without a special attack increasing item, like, you don't get that knockout. So I should have just Scalded Pharaoh, switched out into my Pharaoh, and then after Lele protected, that means next turn I could Scald and Gyro Ball the Lele slot safely. That way I'd still have my Kyogre. But yeah, I didn't play this very well. It mainly came off turn 1, like losing the best Pokemon I have in this matchup. Yeah, and I can't take that Psychic, so good game. Yeah, I don't think I had any outs once my opponent had Incineroar in the back and Lele conserved. Like, playing too aggressively turn 1 lost me this. And the damage would have been worth it if he wasn't buried on the Ferrothorn. But yeah, both the Babiri Berry and the 50% Berry on Ferrothorn like really helped my opponent out in this game. And that's ultimately what lost it. Like for example, if my opponent doesn't have those berries, then I think the fact, even by losing Kyogre, that's honestly a fair trade-off. But because he had both berries, he was able to survive both attacks, which was a really big deal. And stick around longer for both Pokemon. Enough that Groudon couldn't clean up this game. Because Groudon was really good against my opponent's entire team. So, yeah, in retrospect, the lead was fine. Turn 1, I should have switched out into Pharaoh. Scalded. Turn 2, probably doubling up into Lele. If you didn't have Psyshock, I mean, even if you do have Psyshock, you don't knock me out unless you have a special attack increasing item. And then if I knock out Lele, and you knock out my Ludi, then I just bring out Groudon. And then Groudon wins the game because Precipice Blade just hits everything. And I've still got Kyogre for the late game as well. So I just gave up Kyogre way too freely in this game. And in my mind, I was thinking the Lele could one-shot my Ludi, but very few sets can, I believe. Maybe, I mean, we did know he was the Steel type. I don't have any bulk on Ludi, but I don't think Psyshock knocks out unless you have a special attack increasing item. So, yeah. But I was worried about something like, I guess, Specs or maybe Slower Scarf. That was also scary as well. Either way, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Good games to my opponent. And yeah, as always, please show your support by leaving a like if you enjoyed. Like I mentioned, if we get to 1,000 likes, I'll release the next episode immediately, but I'm doing my best to keep up with daily uploads anyway. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time. Peace.